What's up friends, Chook here and welcome back to Bit Heroes. It is Thursday, it's capture rate day, and that's exactly what we're going to do. We have 100% capture rate right here, and we're going to put our runes on, but the daily gift thing from today was milk and cookies, which sounds fantastic. Increases chance for powerful familiars to join you for 50% for 24 hours. What better day to use it than Thursday? We've just used it, and it's not going to help us one little bit, you just watch. Let us put our leg runes on. So we have pardon me, we have 100% from the daily bonus, we have 40% from here, and we have the 50% from that thing, making it 190% ish, maybe. Let's find out. Capture rate, where is it? There it is. Yeah, 190% on the dot. Good. And then obviously the bonuses and stuff. So let's get started with some warties. Still haven't been able to cap one warty yet, which is a bit of annoying. A bit annoying? A bit of an annoying. Either way, it's annoying. So he just doesn't want to join. He's a son of a bitch. It's been a couple of weeks now. It's kind of the Yeti treatment, right? But we only needed one, well, we needed 5 Yetis. We only need 2 warties. So I thought it would be a lot quicker, but apparently I was deceived. And that's not the case at all. And he's being a giant dick. But hopefully we can get him. We'll do a few of him, and then we'll do a few raids, raid 2 and raid 4. I think we were talking about maybe just knocking the Melvins out of the way as well, because we need 2 of them to join with, to fuse with the duo bombs. I think it's Melvins, pretty sure it is, but we can look into that. That shouldn't be too easy. Fuck, English. That shouldn't be too hard. It should be pretty easy, because they're just rares. And with all the capture rate and stuff we have, we should be able to knock that out in this video, considering there's only 2 of them and they are rares. But hopefully we can get one of the epics we need, or 2, or all 6. All 6 would be fantastic. I wouldn't say no to that, but that's obviously a pipe dream. I've had really bad luck with capture rate in the last couple of weeks. Pretty much anything I've gone for I haven't got, apart from the Stouses, which we got which we got last week, I think it was. Just none of the epics that I've needed have decided to say yes. They've come up okay amount of times, I guess. Nothing crazy, like I didn't get like 5 persuasions in a row or anything like that, but just absolutely no luck with it whatsoever, which is kind of balls. But I guess that's Bit Heroes, right? Let's go and see if it is indeed Melvins. And I can't even remember where Melvins. What am I doing? Not stable. Fusion. I don't even know where stable Melvins come from. I'm gonna have to look it up. Should have done that before the video, but oh well. Where are we looking? Where are we looking? Where are we looking? Where is he? There he is. Yeah. 2 Melvins. So when I did my top 5 improvements to Bit Heroes that I'd like to see in the game thing, I did a bonus at the end, and the bonus was from, I can't remember the person's name now, but I did credit them in the video, that they said that it would be good that if you could click on, like, Melvins, for instance, and it will tell you what dungeon they're in. That would be super handy, because you wouldn't have to go back to the wiki every single time. But what we'll do is, we shall go back to Warty for a sec, and I'll do 2 things at once. I'll get on my phone, and I'll quickly go to Bit Heroes wiki, and I spelt it Butt Heroes because that's what my phone does all the time. Familiars, and I'll go and quickly check where that drops from. So I've mentioned this before, but a lot of people ask me, hey man, where do I get this from? Where do I get that from? Where do I get this from? Where do I get that from? Like, where do you find familiars and all that sort of stuff? Just check the wiki. That's what I do. I end up checking the wiki and then responding to you. So you could have just checked the wiki in the first place. I realized that, like, you know, not doing any work is good, and getting other people to do the work for you is good, but doing a quick Google isn't particularly hard, right? So let's find out familiars. It is a rare familiar, so I can skip the commons. We're doing it. Merlin, no. No, where are you? Melvins, there it is. Zone 3, Dungeon 2. We come for you, son of a bitch. Zone 3, Dungeon 2. We're going to get 2 Melvins in one go. It's going to be great. And then we can forget about him forever. And that's what we're going to do. And then we'll come back and maybe try for some more Warty. We'll see. So it will be good when Wardy and Driffin and Duo Bombs finally do join, because you'll be like, ah, oh, yes, success, we've done it. But then we need to do it all over again, one more time. So we are pretty close to Walkom +5. I mean, we're Walkom +3, so we're already over the hump. We've done it 3 times, we only need to do it 2 more times. We're more than halfway. We'll get it done, and it will be a great day. And then, by the time we do it, tier 10 will come out, and then there'll be like some new kick-ass healer that trumps everything else, and +5 Walkom will be worthless. But we already knew that that was the case. Okay, Lake Haven, Dungeon 2, it was, I think. Where the hell does this map start? Where are the little flags start? This is Dungeon 1, I believe? No, there's the flags. Alright, I always get 1. So this is Dungeon 2. We got it. Man, I'm so good at this game. Holy shit. We need to turn off this. There we go. So we can get those Melvins. If I'm in the right place, I'm probably not. Nope, I am. Nice. Okay, so 2 of these bad boys. And then we can move on. I mean, I could have done this a long time ago. But I don't know why I haven't, honestly. I've just been so focused on like the hard things that I've forgotten about the easy things. Which is why I went and got the Stouses, because it fell into like the harder version of easy things. They are rares, so they're a lot easier to catch, but you needed 12 of them. Whereas with this, you only need 2 of them. So I'm just like, two Melvins, that should be pissed. At the moment, literally nothing wants to join us with 190 item find plus capture rate, sorry, plus the bonuses from heroic. So everything's being a bit of a dick at the moment. But I can't imagine it would take too many dungeons to get 2 of these guys, right? Okay, I'm gonna double check I definitely unclicked that. Because at the moment, it's not looking... No, I definitely did. And we don't even have one Melvin anyway. So the duplicate thing is null and void. Of course you come up, and we're gonna... I'm not gonna... We found out that abusing them is the way to capture them. I'm not gonna waste my abuse on this guy, and he'll just fail. There we good. There we good. There we good. My English today is top notch. Tell you what. So we'll like use all of our abuse powers when Wardy comes around. Now we did find out that saying "you're mean" was like the sickest burn, and it did work, and it was a successful capture. So "you're mean" is definitely yeah, like I said, it's a sick burn, and it works every time, 100% of the time. All right, well that didn't work at all. Let's give it another shot. Come on. 2 Melvins. Don't dick me around this much, game. Okay, we got this guy. We don't need him, so let's not abuse him. Here we go. Actually, we're not going to waste our abuse on Melvins either, because we should be able to get them fairly easily. There we go. He appreciated the fact that we didn't call him a shithead. Although we kind of just called him a shithead behind his back. But it's fine. He's flying back to base. He didn't hear us. So, one more. The first dungeon was just like a warm-up, right? All the familiars are like, you know what, we won't join you this time. We'll just see what you're about. If you come back, maybe we'll join you. And that's why they're all offering up their bodies to the cause. Don't need you. The fail soundbite is actually pretty good. I like it quite a bit. Okay, we completed a bounty, which is good. So if there's like newer people out there that are watching my vids or something, and you're wondering why I'm doing this by myself and not with familiars or friends or whatever, it's because this is such a low level dungeon that I can do it by myself quite easily. And a lot of those bounties end up being like complete a dungeon solo, or complete 3 dungeons without other players, or complete 3 dungeons without familiars, or you know, whatever it be. So if I can do a dungeon, and I know I can 100% do a dungeon by myself, I just do it by myself, because then those types of bounties, like let's see if we've got one. We don't. But if you've got one that is, you know, do a dungeon solo or something, if you can do the dungeon solo, you may as well, because then you'll just complete those bounties without even having to look. So most of the time I don't even, like, I click these to complete them, but I don't actually check what I get each day, because you just complete them just by playing. Especially if you do the dungeons naked, or not naked, solo. I guess you could do them naked if you're that way inclined, but if you do them solo, yeah, you'll knock out those complete dungeons without familiars or without players, etc. And you won't have to manually go, oh yeah, I need to do that, take off, you know, get rid of people, Just run them by yourself if you can do it, and basically the bounties are a thing that are just a bonus that you do naturally without even trying. So I know that was a question that was asked quite a bit back in the day. Hasn't been asked since, I don't think. So obviously that has been answered. But if anyone was still wondering, like, what the hell is he doing with people? That is why. Okay, well, tell you what, 2 Melvins, I really didn't think it was going to take this much time. But it is something we need to do, so may as well do it. And it breaks up the monotony of doing Warty and Driffin and Duo Bombs over and over and over again, right? So, something new, something fresh, even if for a fleeting second. Come on, Melvins. Ah, you sons of bitches. So, I've never bought a capture rate tome thing, because it increases your capture rate by like 100% or something. And I personally think that they're not worth it at all, because depending on what you're catching, the capture rate for like legendaries and stuff is so low anyway that 100%, which makes it double, is still going to be nothing. So let's just throw out some hypothetical math here, and we know when I'm not good at math. So let's throw some hypothetical out. Let's say that commons, here we go. Oh, let's say commons have a like 20% chance of coming up for capture. So every time you kill a common familiar, 20% of the time they have a chance of popping up for persuasion. If you put a capture rate tome, that 20% is double 100%. You get 100% extra capture rate. So that 20% chance goes to 40% chance, which is really good. But that's for commons, which, you know, are common, easy to get. Say rares are 10%, then that 10% goes to 20%. And again, that's good, but rares, again, aren't that hard, although Melvin's being a dick today. Then epics. Let's say epics are like 5%. It doubles the 5% to 10%. That's great. And, you know, all well and good, especially for dungeons, like dungeon epics, because the capture rate chance for dungeon epics and raid epics are different. So if you didn't know that, now you know that. I'm not sure of the exact numbers and stuff, that's why I said we'll go with hypotheticals. But say the dungeon epic, like Warty for instance, has a 5% chance of coming up for persuasion when you kill him. Doubling it to 10% is great, but still 10% is pretty low. Like, it's not like the commons that are going from 20% to 40%. That's a huge jump. 5% to 10% is like fuck all. And let's say the legendaries are 1%. 1% to 2% is nothing, right? It's literally 1%, double it. So like the capture rate tomes don't really do it for me. I don't think they're worth it at all. Unless you're just going to run an absolute butt ton of raids or dungeons or whatever it is that you're going for, and even then it's still not worth it. It's just the improvement is just not enough for it to be worthwhile. And then so the capture rate for like dungeon rares, epics, let's say the capture rate for dungeon epics we'll say is 5%. The capture rate for raid epics would probably be more like 2%. So again, you're doubling it to 4. It's doubled, which is great, but 4% is still fuck all. Like 4 out of 10, 4 out of 100 is rubbish. So I don't know. Fuck off. I don't rate capture rate tome as a purchase at all. And then if you're going for the really rare ones, like like raid bosses or like the elusive legendary from each raid. So for instance, the first raid is Oxla, whatever his name is. The second raid is Mimsy. Third raid is Bully. Those ones, they're so rare that like they hardly even show up to start with, and then when they do, their capture rate, like chance of coming up, is retardedly small, like super small. So we'll say like 0.1. So 100% of 0.1 doubled is 0.2. So you're not even at 1%. You're literally 20% of 1%, if that makes sense. So yeah, capture rate tome, I don't rate it. I've had people ask me, like, should I buy it? I've bought it. It didn't really do much. Did I like fuck something up, etc.? Nah, it's just kind of shitty. That's my take on it. I am bad at maths, so I may have fucked that up. But I think the kind of opinion is sound. Like, if it was more than 100%, say it was like 500% or something, then it might be worth. Because then, you know, something that's really hard to catch and it might only be like a 2% chance is gone up to 10%. And like 10% is still not much, but it's a shitload better than 2%. So yeah, I don't know. At the current standings, I don't think they're worth it at all. So this little milk and cookies thing that we got, increase your chance to capture powerful familiars and stuff by 50%. It's, yeah. So say the Melvins a 10% chance, it's made it a 15% chance. Woo! It's OP, right? So yeah. Not the best. Definitely better things you can spend your gems on. Then there's the topic of item find tomes, and super scrolls and all those type of things. Because I do still get asked, like, what do I... Of course we succeeded all the other things and then failed on the one we need. You know, should I spend my gems on item find tomes and super scrolls and all that sort of stuff? You can. Definitely can. But my advice has always been keep 1,600 gems on you at all times. That way, if a legendary familiar pops up that you need, you can just capture it. You can bribe it 100%, no chance of it failing, and you have that legendary... come on. You have that legendary familiar that you need, and you can just pay the 1,600 gems and you're done. There's no, like, you know, shitty, pardon me, shitty chance of it coming up or something like that. Not a chance of winning it, sorry, capturing it. You just know 100%. If you go in there and it comes up, you've got the 1,600 gems, you can capture it. So consider keeping 1,600 gems on you at all times and imagining that 1,600 gems is 0 gems. So don't go under 1,600. Always have 1,600 on you, and then that way, if that legendary... So say you've got Zol, right? Say you've got the boss of Raid 5, and you want to make Zolvby, I think his name's Zolvby or Zolvby or something, the 60% block tank familiar, which is fucking awesome. And all you need is the bully, which is super hard to get. If you go into Raid 3, and you're just doing Raid 3 over and over and over and over again for the chance of bully coming up, if because he's one of those rare elusive fams that hardly shows up anyway, if he shows up, you're already doing well. And then if he comes up for persuasion, if you don't have 1,600 gems, you're going to rely on gold. And because that's such a rare occurrence for him to show up and come up for persuasion, you want those gems to just, hey, we got it, to just bribe him and be done with it. And all of a sudden, you've gone from needing bully, which is super hard to get. Oh shit, he's popped. I don't have the gems. I'm just going to throw gold at it, glass at it. You can throw glass at him as well. And then like, ah shit, he didn't join. We're going to have to wait another like 6 months until all the moons of Jupiter align until he pops up again. Just have the gems there and you can do it, and all of a sudden you've got your Zolvby or whatever it be. But that's definitely the best way to get legendary familiars. Trying to get legendary familiars with gold and expecting that to work is kind of like expecting to win the lottery. It's just not really a thing. So keep 1,600 gems on you at all times, and then that way you can just bribe those legendaries when they come up and have no issues. Okay, we got our Melvins, which is good. Let's go back into, you know, no, that's not Warty. That's Warty. We've done Warty a few times. Fuck that. Let's go try for a Driffin, right? And probably get a Sex Horse instead. I have something going on with my throat. It might be the fact that I'm drinking milk. I found this, I'm pretty sure an Oak sponsor, not sponsor, is an Australian company. I don't think you can get that outside of Australia, but if you can, then maybe you know what I'm talking about. But I really like Choc Mint, like Choc Mint's like the tits, right? And I found this Oak Choc Mint milk, but it's like a thick shake, and you shake it up and it goes real thick. I don't like it. I mean, I like the flavor of it, but I don't like the thickness. It's weird, and I think it's coating my throat and making me like go all like when I talk. I'm a big fan of flavored milk. Iced coffee is the shit. And you know, like chocolate milk and stuff is great. Like in a sense, I'm a little kid in that sense. Like, oh, strawberry milk, chocolate milk, yay! But I do like my milks, my flavored milks. But iced coffee is the best because coffee is good and caffeine is good. But I do like my choc mint. And when I saw that, I'm like, choc mint milk, shit yeah. And then I bought it and I didn't realize it was one of those thick ones, and I don't like the thick ones. And that's my story. So if you have any experience with like thick shake milk drinks that you shake up and make it thick and not liking them, let me know. We can have a bitch about that they wasted a good drink making it thick. Yeah. Here we go. Perfect example, right? This is Mimsy, who's shit. So if you get Mimsy come up for persuasion, you don't really need him. All these fusions are shit. But for Mimsy to show up, he's one of those rare elusive fams that are hard to come by. They're not in every raid. They might show up one every like 10 raids or something. Again, that's a hypothetical number I've just thrown out of my ass. I don't actually know. Congrats, Amelgan, for the Yobo schematic. Yobo is awesome, so that's great. Yeah, so say you needed Mimsy. And he, you know, you're like, oh shit, he's finally here. Fuck you, milk. And then he finally comes up for persuasion. You're like, oh shit, I don't have the 1600 gems. You have to throw gold at it. You're probably going to fail. And then you've wasted your chance. So have 1600 gems at all times. I can't stress that enough. I know I've repeated it multiple times now, but I feel like if I repeat myself, it sinks in. Definitely sinks in with me when I was learning and studying and stuff at school. I would just repeat, which is probably where I've got these repeating rants from. But yeah, anyway. Keep it. So I've got 4,800 gems here. So again, keeping that 1,600 free at all times, I've got 3,200 gems in like real gem money. So when I want to go and buy, okay, they're not on sale now, but when I want to go buy the like large offensive accessory box thing to try and get a legendary here, I think they cost, it's about 5k gems. So in reality, I need 6,600 gems before I can buy one of those boxes. So once I buy it, I still have my 1,600 gems left over. And that is, it's pretty important. And I think most like high level players or people that have been playing for a while or whatever will give you pretty much the same advice. Just like, yeah, man, keep your gems for legendary fusions. And then any gems over that you want to spend, go for it. Now, I was talking about whether Super Scrolls and Item Find Tomes and stuff were worth it, and that's really up to you. It depends what you want to spend your gems on. If you want to do what I'm doing and save up for like the big massive 5k accessory box slash pet egg thing, it's a long grind, as is anything in Bit Heroes. It takes a long time to do that. But if you open a 800 gem pet egg, we'll say, you have, in fact, we can quickly show this off. If we go to, is it boosts? Gear? It's not gear, is it? It is gear. There you go. So if you open a 1000 gem, large defensive pet egg, it shows you what's in it. Everything's great. If you click on this little question mark here, it'll show you the percentages. So you have a 99.9, you get five loots, and you're guaranteed at least one rare. But as you can see, you have a 99.9% chance of getting a common, you have an 89.7% chance of getting a rare, 11.8% chance of getting epic, and 3.4% chance of getting a legendary. So you're guaranteed at least one rare, so you can knock, like, you know that you're going to get one rare, and you can't get all 5 commons, but the chance of you getting one rare and 4 commons is very, very high. The chance of you getting a legendary is, again, we were talking about percentages and stuff of capture rate before, 3.4% is fuck all. You wouldn't count on that, right? So if you've bought a large defensive pet egg or a large accessory box, whatever it be, the 1000 gem one, or if you've bought it on sale for like 800 gems or something like that, and you've got legendaries out of it, you're super, super lucky. Super lucky. I don't know how many times I didn't, before I knew that you could check this, the stats here, I don't know how many times I bought these, and the best I ever got was, well, I can show you. This was pet eggs I'm talking about. The best I ever got was these two, and they're both tank pets. So 32% chance to heal when you get hit, and 30% chance to shield when you get hit. They're both tanks. I'm not a tank, so they're both completely useless. I upgraded this and I used it for a bit because it was better than, like, the stats on it were better than the rare I had, but the rare was when I attacked, which is it goes off much more than when I get hit. So I've spent a lot of money on those gems and got these epics, which are good, but they're only good for a tank. They're not really good for a DPS, which is what I am. But so that's 3.4% or something for a legendary. I can't show you the stats for the massive, super massive, like 5k pet egg, because they're not on sale right now. But I can tell you that it's over 20% chance to get a legendary. So it's a lot more expensive, but you open one 1,000 pet egg, 1,000 gem pet egg, you have a 3.4% chance of getting legendary. You open one 5k pet egg, and you have a 21 point something, I think it is, % chance. So it's a lot better. It's a lot better percentage-wise of getting that legendary. And like I said, I tried so many pet eggs so many times to get a legendary, and the best I ever got were those 2 epics, and I don't know how many opened, but it was a shitload. And majority of the time I would get a rare and 4 commons, or like 2 rares and 3 commons, or something like that, but rubbish, really. Not what you want. And then I went and decided to save up, and I bought one of the massive pet egg box things, the 5k one. First one I got, you're guaranteed a epic as well. So when you buy the 1,000 gem one, you're guaranteed a rare. When you buy the massive one, you're guaranteed an epic. So no matter what, you're getting an epic. So if you right now have a rare pet, if you buy the massive 5k box, you're guaranteed to get an epic. It might be the epic what I got, and it might be like a tank epic or something, and that would kind of suck if you're a DPS, but at least you're guaranteed to get an epic. And then you have a 20% chance, or 21% chance, or whatever it is, to get a legendary as well. So it's a much better way of doing it. It's much more feasible to do, and you have a lot better chance of getting what you want. But it does take a hell of a long time to save up. So if you are not patient, if you're not patient, you probably shouldn't be playing Bit Heroes anyway. But if you're not patient and you just want to chuck out 1,000 gems whenever you get them to get pet eggs, you can definitely do that. And I mean, eventually you would think you would get a legendary, but saving up 5k is the way to go, in my opinion. So the first pet egg I bought for 5k, I got an epic and no legendary, and I was like, oh, that sucked. And then I bought another one, and that's when I got Tobit. And then I've bought one accessory box, 5k accessory box, and got an epic, which is the one I'm using, I think it is. Yep, it is, the dual strike. Actually, I bought 2. I got the dual strike one, and then I got another epic, and I haven't got a legendary yet. So I feel that the next one I buy, I'll get a legendary. I'm due, right? That's my theory. But there was a bit of a ramble, a bit of a rant, which I'm prone to doing, about spending gems on pet eggs or accessory boxes. I feel like saving up is the way to do it, especially if you're doing like the offer wall offers and stuff. So if you're on mobile, or even if you play this game on Steam, just download it on your mobile, because you can do these offer wall things. So if you click on your gems, we'll wait and get out of here and I'll show you. If you click on your gems, it'll come up saying, you know, do you want to buy these gems? But on mobile, it'll have an option here, it'll say free gems, and you click on that and it'll go through and it will have all these offers that you can do to complete, to offer, to award you with gems. And they're all like download other games or download other apps and do stuff. So some of them aren't worth it at all, and some of them take way too long to be worthwhile. But there are some gems in there, pardon the pun, that don't take too long, and you'll get like, you know, some gems out of it. So like it might take you like 2 hours, but you might get like 300 gems out of it or something. So that's a really good way of boosting your gems up fairly quickly. If you have like, say you have the same amount of gems I have right now, about 4.5 grand, and you want to get up to that 6 grand mark, 6.6 grand mark, and you haven't done any offer walls, or you haven't done any for a while, you can check them, and there might be an offer out there for like 1,000 gems or something that you're like, oh, that doesn't sound too bad, I'll just do that quickly, you know, over the next day or something, and you get a free 1,000 gems out of it. So that's definitely something you can do. But getting back to the root of the question, because far out do I ramble on tangents, is Undefined Tome and Super Scroll worth it? And again, the answer is it's up to you. It depends what you want to save your gems for. Keep your 1600 gems at all times so that you can capture your legendaries. We've been through that. If you want to go for a accessory box slash pet egg, I would say save for 5k and get the big ones. We've been through that. If you don't want to go for them, you already have your legendary accessory or pets, or you're happy with what you've got or whatever it be, you can definitely buy an Undefined Tome or Super Scroll to boost your item find. So the difference between Undefined Scroll and Tome and Super Scroll is Undefined Tome will give you 200% item find flat out, like 200% item find. That's all it gives you. Well, that's what it gives you, not all it gives you, because 200% item find is fucking good. Super Scroll will give you 150% item find, so 50% less, but it also gives you 150% experience, gold find, and movement speed. So it gives you slightly less item find speed, item find chance, but it boosts all of these 4 stats to 150%. So I prefer the Super Scroll. Even though you're losing 50% item find, you're gaining like the movement speed and all that sort of stuff, and you can knock through things quicker. But I would say regardless of which one you buy, I would only use them if you're in the current top tier, if you're in tier 9, because if you use them in lower tiers, say you're in tier 7, right, and you use one and you get like a heap of loot out of it, that's great, but then as soon as you get to tier 8, you're going to replace that loot, so it's kind of a waste. So if you get to tier 9 and you use it, then you'll, hypothetically get a bunch of loot that you can use, and you won't like replace with the next tier, because there is no next tier. So if that made sense, I wouldn't use them at lower tiers, because you're just going to replace them with the next tier up. Once you get to the top tier, that's when I would use all my item find scrolls and super scrolls and all those things to boost your item find and get all of the top tier gear that you possibly can. So that is my advice on that. And my other advice would be, if you're going to use an Undefined Tome, Super Scroll, whatever it be, in the top tier thing that we just discussed, try and marry it with other consumables that you have, as far as doing, like if you've got a, let's see if we've got any to showcase this. We do. We definitely do. Say you wanted to do heaps of raids, trials, whatever. Trials, gauntlets. You could marry it with these and do buy a heap of tokens and just do a heap of trials and gauntlets, and that way you're doing a shitload of content with those boosts. Or you could do your we got raid shards in here somewhere. No, I don't have any raid shards, but you've got consumable raid shards as well. In fact, they're on sale right now. So shard basket, for instance, increases your current shards by 20. So at the moment, because in my guild I've chosen to fully upgrade raid shards as the bonus, we have 9 raid shards to start the day with, which is great. So if I were to do all 9 of these and then buy a raid shard basket, I'd get another 20. I'd get 29 raids to start off with, and then I'd have my natural regen after I finished all that, and I'd probably get another 9 raids out before the day's done. So 29 plus 9 is what, 38? 38 raids. 38 raids is a lot of raids in a day. Definitely worth a Super Scroll / Undefined Tome, because I'm doing a fuckload of raids. I have a high chance of getting loot out of those raids, therefore using a Super Scroll / Undefined Tome for that many raids is worth it. If you're going to use an Undefined Scroll and stuff, or Super Scroll, whatever it is, and you're just going to do your daily stuff, like you're going to do your 6 raids and like your 2 trials and whatever, it's not worth it. You're just going to waste it. So wait until you're top tier, the highest tier there is in the game. Marry it with other consumables, so you're doing a heap of raids, a heap of trials, a heap of expeditions, a heap of world bosses, whatever you want to do, so that you have a heap of chances of actually getting loot from it. Then they're worth it. But if you're just going to buy one on a whim and use it in like tier 6, I would say it's not worth it. It will help you get gear to get to tier 7, but then you're just going to replace it, so you may as well just grind it out and wait until you're top tier. Okay. Well, we're at 34 minutes. There's a longer episode for you guys. That was quite the rambles yet again, and quite the rants, but I do hope that some of that helped some lower level people. I'm sure higher level people already know this stuff, but if you're new, hopefully that made some sense. So yeah, save your gems. That's basically the gist of it. All right, well, there we go. We got, what did we get? We got 2, not Stouses, we got 2 Melvins, and didn't get fuck all else, but that's fine. I will continue to grind out today as always, and I'll report back if I get anything good next week, or on Sunday I should say. But this will be the Thursday for ages now. Is the Wardy and the 3 epics we need. That's all we need now. Once we get those 3 epics twice, so 6 epics, we've got +5 Walkom. Then who the knows what the hell we're going to do. But that's a while off, so we don't need to worry about that. Either way, hopefully you enjoyed it. As always, thanks for watching, and I will see you next time. If you like this video, click here to see another one just like it. If you're new to the channel and like what I'm doing, click here to subscribe and become the newest member of the Chicken Coop. If you really like what I'm doing, you can find a link to my Patreon in the description, where you can help support me and help the channel grow. You'll also find a link to the channel's Discord server where you can chat with me and other members of the Chicken Coop. And don't forget to hit that notification bell